Guys, I asked this question as my last question with everyone that I talked to. Alex, I'll start with you. What's the number one thing you want people to take away from this book?
Yeah, I think this book is a really good primer for people in school, coming out of school, and they're not 100% sure what they want to do, and a lot of jobs are being automated, and they're not 100% sure what's going to be available. Maybe they don't want to be a doctor, they don't want to be a lawyer, they don't want to be an accountant, and they're really interested in technology. They use their phones a lot, and they're sort of like, what is the role? I'm not an engineer. I'm not a designer. What's the role for me in this new sort of economy with like sort of a lot of tech companies? And I think like this is the primer for coming out of school or looking to change careers of what does it take to actually do business development, and what does that actually look like, and what is that, what do people who do those jobs actually do? And Ellen mentioned in the beginning the war stories. We have a lot of stories in the end of the book about people who do business development roles, and I think that is really helpful to see like where they came from, how they got there, and what works and sort of what doesn't.
Ellen, what about you? What's the number one thing you would want people to take away from the book?
Yeah, I definitely reiterate all of Alex's sentiments, and was going to say something very similar. But I would add, one of the things I would add to what he said is, if you take a look at the war stories at the end of the book, you'll notice that a little bit of ingenuity and a lot of creativity are what makes these businesses successful. People took risks. People put themselves out there and forged or fabricated partnerships that maybe seemed sort of strange on the surface, but when you actually dig deep, they made a lot of sense, and they're the kind of partnerships that made these companies what they are today. I think Uber is a great example of that. Somebody may think, why would Uber partner with a certain kind of company? And now we take these things for granted. So what I would say is, to our intended audience, which are people who are starting to get their feet wet in the world of tech, who are interested in breaking into tech and aren't engineers, be creative, use your ingenuity, use your network, and come up with these really interesting ideas, and it'll take these companies very far.
Excellent, excellent information. Hey, first off, I want to hold the book up again just so people can see it, pitching and closing. Alex and Ellen, thank you ever so much for taking the time out to talk about this.